everybody, what is up and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about this crazy pedal, the Boss RC10R. This is a looper pedal and a drum machine all in one. Now this is not a review, this is going to be me showing you guys how you can use this in a live practical setting, whether you're practicing or you're actually playing a live gig. So I'm going to show you what that sounds like and looks like when you're using this pedal just here in my practice room. But to give you an idea of what you can do with this, because there's a bunch of people that have done reviews about this pedal, but nobody's actually showed you like what it's kind of like to actually use it kind of live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film myself playing one of my original songs, and I'm going to show you how this will work if you were using it literally in a live setting. And I'm going to take a picture of my setup down here because I've got it running into like with my Boss GT1000 and everything's hooked up down there. And I'll show you how it's hooked up. I'll take a picture and go over it. But basically on this pedal, I want to show you here, you've got a looper on one side, you've got a drum machine on the other. You can actually control the levels of your looper and your drum machine, which is super awesome. And then what's really cool is this has a split setup in here, so you can actually run the drums to your PA system and run your guitar parts, your looper parts here, you can run into your amplifier. So it's not, the drums aren't coming through the amplifier speaker, they can actually come through the PA, and you can actually have this nice full sound like you're playing with a live band. And the great thing about this is this has a long enough loop, it has like a 10-minute loop where you can actually record full songs, which is what I've done and I am doing. I'm slowly recording all my songs into this thing, so I can actually use this when I practice, when my drummer and bass player aren't here, and I can play the songs how they're supposed to be played live. And this is my practice thing when I don't get to jam with them. I have this because we don't get to play together as much as we'd like to, especially now that I've moved. So this is a great practice tool, but it's also a great live tool for you solo artists once you learn how to use it. Now this thing is a little bit more complicated than other drum machines drum machines or loopers, because it's an all-in-one thing. What's awesome, and this thing will sync your drums to your loops as well, which is really awesome. But actually, there's a thing where you go in here and you hit it and you hit sync, and then it syncs it together. Because if you don't do that, then it'll be off. But it's super awesome that you can do that, and it's just a great tool. And once you learn how to use it, the manual's pretty thick and a little complicated, but I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree, and I can figure it out. So you should be able to figure it out too. But it's a great tool. I love this thing. I use it just about every day when I come in this band room. Well, I do use it every day when I come in here for practice. It's a great tool. And I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in a real live practical situation. So like I said, you can run the drums into your PA system, and you can run your guitar parts through your amp, as well as the guitar that you're playing is running through there as well. So it's really cool how it kind of all works out and does it. And it's a really neat pedal. Now this thing runs like about 269 bucks, which is, to some people that's a little pricey, but this thing is phenomenal and it sounds really good, and I love this thing, and it's so great for practicing or trying to do something live where you want that full thing and you want to be able to have your guitar parts in there. Because I have an Alias SR18 that is great for having drums, but I can't have the backup guitar parts and bass parts, where with this I can record my rhythm guitar parts, or if I just want to do rhythms, I can record the lead guitar parts where they need to belong and the bass parts in this thing, and I have the drums, so I have a full band in a box. That's literally what this is like a full band in a box, which is super cool. And it's definitely a great tool to use. And once you get used to using it, and you get over making the mistakes that I've made when I was learning how to use it and stuff, it's actually a pretty cool tool, and I love using it, and it's actually come out really good. Now, you can't name the things, so you have to kind of know where you stuck things. I make a list on a piece of paper, so I know what song is in what slot, like 1, 2, 3, or 4 and stuff. But it's a really great tool. But I want to show you what this is like in a live setting. So like I said, it's not a review, so if you guys came here for a review, I'm not doing a review. I am going to do a review of this, a full review of this, to show you how it works and kind of dive into it, to kind of explain it like I did with the Boss GT1000. But this does actually come with a really good manual that explains it. So if you read the manual, you can figure it out. That's what I did. That's how I figured it out. Unlike the Boss GT1000 that had a crappy manual, or almost no manual at all. But I am going to do a full review on this and dive into it to show you how I use it. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I wanted to touch base on this because I like it. Now, I did find another pedal that Moore makes that's actually a looper and a drum machine as well, and I use that in the house. It's a lot less pricey, but the drums aren't as good. So the drums are great for practice, but it's not something I would use for like a live setting or anything. Or this you could use for a live setting. So anyway, let's get to where I'm playing and show you guys what it sounds like, and then we'll wrap this video up so you guys can see what it sounds like in an actual practical use setting, whether you were practicing with it or playing live. This is kind of how it would work. So we're going to show you the video of me playing. I'm going to play a whole song for you so you can hear the guitar parts that are playing in the background that I've recorded in here, because they do change. It's not just one little loop. There's changes in there. There's total changes where I'm going from one riff to the next riff to the next riff as I go from verse to chorus, and you'll be able to hear that so you can really see how versatile this is, and how for somebody that was a solo artist, how this could really make you have a full accompaniment of music. And it's pretty cool. Now, the one drawback I will say is to turn it on, you step on it once, but to turn it off, you have to tap it twice. So you really got to get used to how that works, because sometimes I'll think I tapped it twice, it doesn't, and I have to do it again. So that's the one drawback. I wish there was a way you could hit it once to start and hit it once to stop. I don't know why you can't do that, because if you can hit it once to start it, why can't you just tap it once to stop? Because if you tap it once, the way these are designed, if you tap it once, it does a fill, which is cool. But there's got to be a way to get around that somehow. Or give us another button. Give us a start-stop button and a fill button. Just a suggestion, boss. But anyway, let's show you guys how this works, and we will wrap this video up. So you guys can check this out so you guys can see how it works in a real live setting. So let's get to it. Yeah. everybody, so you saw how it works in a real live setting. It's pretty cool. This pedal is really something that I love. I'm glad I bought this. I forget who I saw did a review on it first, but I had always wanted to find a looper / drum machine that was all in one that you could sync it, because I've actually tried to use loopers and tried to use a looper with a drum machine and tried to sync them together, like using one or the other, and you can never get it quite right, and the timing will slowly get off, and I always struggle with that. But this right here, it has a sync button, so it'll sync your loop to the drums, so you're good to go, and it really does a great job. So I hope that showed you guys how cool this pedal really is, and how it works in a live setting. If you are actually playing live, doing a gig, or practicing, whichever you want to do. But I think this is a great tool to have in a studio. I think it's a great tool for a solo artist that wants to get out there and have a full accompaniment, because you can do so much with this thing and record so much. And it's got a plethora of drum machines from different styles, from jazz to pop to you name it, it's in there. It's got rock, metal, punk. It's got all kinds of different beats in it. Once you figure it out, it's a really cool pedal. And like I said, I will be doing a deep dive in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, because it does help the channel. And we will see you guys on the next video.